This is Kayla Agnos, and thank you for tuning in to the Spin It Again podcast, where we talk real music. Today, my guest is Tess Frey.
Hi.
And we're going to be talking about Taylor Swift's newest album released on October 3rd, Life of a Showgirl. So as for pre-listening expectations, I had a feeling the album was going to be pretty good. I'm not the biggest Swiftie, not a huge fan of her, but I do personally enjoy a majority of her music. I was really excited to hear her collab with Sabrina Carpenter because I feel like everyone's been waiting for that, and I feel like they would just blend well together. So I was really excited for that.
I was also really excited for this, mainly because I actually hang out with a lot of Swifties, and so this has sort of been an influence in my life for a long time. But she also hasn't been my favorite. 1989 is my personal favorite of her older albums, but I also was excited for her Sabrina Carpenter collab because I love Sabrina Carpenter personally. I think she's really cool and a really fun artist.
So the first song on the album is The Fate of Ophelia. I feel like this was the best sounding song on the entire album, music-wise.
Yeah.
It was also the only one with a music video, and I watched the release party in theaters, so I got to see the making of the music video. So I think that made me love the song more. I thought the music video was fire. The concept of her paying homage to showgirls in the past, revolving around the different eras of how showgirls would have been. And, it's all based around Ophelia, which she drowned in Shakespeare's Hamlet. That's the story. And I love the end of the music video, how it lines up with the album cover, the outfits, the hair, the choreo. I thought it was great. And she got her whole dancer set from the Eras tour to come back to film the video. Yeah. So I thought it was really cute, and I thought the song was good.
I definitely loved it because, I didn't see it in theaters, so it wasn't quite like that experience for me with all the build-up and everything. I loved watching the music video because it reminded me of how I was raised in my childhood. I grew up around a lot of musicals and those kinds of things because my parents are very into that stuff. And so Shakespeare too, my aunt is a Shakespeare professor, so these kinds of things are I grew up around them. But definitely the costumes, the grandeur of the Moulin Rouge, those performers were sort of how my brain has been formulated. I love those sort of theatrical, very vibrant things, and I love how it lined up at the end and everything.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Album cover.
And definitely the paying homage to the watery death of Ophelia with that being in water, even though she's still gorgeous and extravagant, wearing the sparkles and everything.
Yeah, I thought it was really great. The second song on the album was Elizabeth Taylor. The first listen, I kind of thought that the chorus was annoying. Her just repeating Elizabeth Taylor, I thought was kind of weird. I don't know. I think it's a good song. The idea of, do you think it's forever when talking about fame is good, but does that really apply to her?
She's sort of been this big figure for a very long time, and I would just say it's not especially memorable to me. Upon thinking of the album, I think of The Fate of Ophelia and some later ones, but this is really not one that I think about much.
Right.
It was not one that stuck with me, and yes, I do think she's sort of going to be a very public figure for a long time, even after she gets married.
Right, even after she stops making music, it's not like people are going to stop listening to her. She's always been, she was a huge part in culture for so long, and she still is, so it's do you think it's forever? Yes, your fame is going to be forever.
Yeah. So for Opalite, the next track on the album, I love this one. It was a really fun one. I think even just referencing to the color, it fits with the vibe. It's all the sparkles and the glory of this sort of bright individual, which definitely tied into the album and the concept and everything. And it was just a fun poppy song that would be great to dance to.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, this song's so fun to dance to. What's funny is that my dad hates Taylor Swift. My mom, she's had this song on repeat, and she's playing it in her room, and then my dad subconsciously starts humming it, and it's so funny to us to just start giggling when he starts humming it. But I love the story that Taylor had behind it, because she was talking about how her original inspiration for this was that opalite is a man-made gemstone, and so she said she wanted the story of the song to be about how sometimes you have to create your own fame and even your own happiness. And I thought it was a really good song. The story's creative. I like how she talks about, you were just dancing through the lightning strikes. You just kind of have to dance through the hard parts of life and to come out on the other side.
Yeah, that definitely reigns true to most of our lives. I will say, though, it was a little bit repetitive. And so that annoyed me a little bit, especially now that I'm hearing it so much because it's very much a publicly liked thing. So
yeah, for sure. The next song on the album was Father Figure. Listen to the clean version of the song. It makes a lot more sense in the brain, but if you didn't, which I'm pretty sure nobody did, I feel like everyone went, I'm sorry, what? What did you just say? Did you really just say that?
I will say that most of her things are more kid appropriate. They're usually more tame.
Mm-hmm.
She's not like a super inappropriate pop girly like people like Sabrina Carpenter. And I get that this is their collab, but she didn't need to go quite that much, I would feel.
Yeah, I agree. I personally listened to the clean version of the album. They played that at the release party, so I feel like it made a lot more sense when she was saying, oh, just turns out my check is bigger, which makes sense in the context of she just bought back all the rights to her albums.
We love a self-aware girly, especially a billionaire.
Right. Yes. But the first time I heard it, my first thought was, oh, I bet Scooter Braun loved listening to this one. Yeah. Which, if you guys didn't know, that was her ex-producer who, up until recently, owned all of her music.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a great power move to buy back all your music.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Eldest Daughter was actually my favorite song meaning-wise, but my reason is because I am an eldest daughter, so I actually did relate to it a lot. So the song like made me feel, I'm sitting in theaters and I'm trying not to cry low key. I related to it so much. I'm sure you've had that moment where you relate to a song so much, you're like, oh my gosh, she gets me. And then there's a line in it where she says, when I said I didn't believe in marriage, that was a lie. And that line specifically hit home simply because this is kind of a Kayla backstory lore moment. But my grandparents, before they got married, like the day that my grandpa met my grandma, he asked her to marry him, like jokingly. And she told him, I don't believe in marriage. It obviously ended up to be a lie. So when I heard that in theaters, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like my grandparents. This is so sweet.
I mean, that part does hit a little bit for me just because I always said I would never get married. But now sort of I've grown up a bit more. I believe love and those sorts of things. So I definitely want to go on to get married.
Right, that makes sense. The next song on the album is Ruin the Friendship. This song, oh my gosh, this is such a great song, to be honest. I've had this one on repeat for the past few days because it's been my hype song. The whole point of this song is it's worth it to ruin the friendship instead of regret it later. Yeah. And so she was talking about high school experiences and how you should just always take the chance. And I'm over here like not wanting to take said chance, and I ended up taking it and it ended up being a great choice. So for me, this song has just been on repeat.
Yeah, I relate to that too. Like I've been in this situation exactly. So like I understand it's terrifying to try and make that decision, but if you get the right catalyst, the right fuel for it, I guess you got to go for it.
Right. And like what's the worst that can happen is the friendship gets ruined.
Exactly. The next song is actually romantic, and this one I just didn't get it. I don't know if she thinks everybody is obsessed with her, like she's not Regina George.
I think this was kind of like another clap back to the haters. I thought the song was okay. I thought the idea of it was okay. Like, you're giving me so much attention that it's kind of flattering. Yeah. Which happens a lot in pop culture. It's like even the haters are giving you clout, which makes sense.
Any press is good press.
I just feel like this song sounded like Sabrina Carpenter wrote it. Yeah. I thought this one was kind of meh.
I agree.
So the next song is Wishlist. I did like this song. I feel like it's a switch up from what she usually does. I felt like it was more happy. Oh, I want to get married and have kids and, fill the neighborhood with kids. Yeah. Okay. But like, I feel like this song was good because she's finally accepting the idea of settling down and like, starting a family.
Yeah, I think a lot of her other songs, like her previous sort of track record, is that she's writing these songs for like breakups and those sorts of things. So I'm happy to see her in love. But also, how many children does she plan to have that she wants to fill an entire block with them?
And not only an entire block, but like Hollywood.
Exactly.
In Hollywood. So the next song is Wood.
It's a Jackson 5 ripoff. That groove, it's ABC.
I don't think we can even discuss this song like in full detail because it's not PG-13.
No.
But yeah.
We can definitely see the Sabrina Carpenter influence. Like,
oh yeah.
For sure. But at the same time, like I said before, I feel like she's not the one who's she's normally there for the younger girls too.
Right.
Like,
and I guess like if you're a kid listening to it, you're not gonna get it.
Yeah.
But like I got it. Everyone else gets it. And so it's just like, oh.
The next song on the album is called Canceled. I definitely think the idea was there, like the It reminds me a bit of like the band Book Issue and those sorts of things where she's bringing up that she's friends with the minorities, those that maybe are underrepresented, but at the same time, it was not exactly portrayed like that.
Yeah. I liked that the song, it was very Reputation-esque. I feel like Blake Lively was just sitting in her living room listening to this and she was like, oh my gosh, this is about me. Like, I'm in a scandal. Oh my gosh, me. But I like the message of the song being like, your best friends end up being the ones with matching scars. Because, you know, the line, we're the ones with matching scars, at least you know who your friends are, is a good line. I think that the message that your friends will stick by you and even help you in times when culture hates you is good. So.
I definitely think like with the scars, it's like showing those shared experiences, those shared like traumas that will definitely bring you together and keep you closer with your friends.
Yeah, I agree. The next song on the album is Honey. I liked this one. I feel like it was very, again, one of those like happy, bubbly songs. The line is like, oh, you can call me honey if you want because I'm the one you want. It's a cute line. I get what she's saying. People who you love give specific words that might have been used against you in the past, like different meanings. So like the meaning, if you haven't heard the song, is like, you know, people can call you honey passive aggressively, but when someone is calling you honey in like a loving way, it actually feels like they love you. And so I think that it's a good message.
Yeah, this one is definitely more wholesome.
Yeah,
like, it's just like,
for sure.
The love that you give and like the nicknames and stuff that you give to your family and your friends and those sorts of things. And I've definitely been called honey or sweetheart passive aggressively. Right. And I know how like that is not comfortable, but when you're with your family and you know they're not meaning it in any way, it's like a warm hug.
Yeah, I agree.
The last song on the album is the title track, The Life of a Showgirl, and it's got Sabrina Carpenter on it. I really like this one. It's pretty good. Sabrina Carpenter was great, of course. She's a queen, a diva. I definitely like... Sabrina Carpenter definitely influenced the album. Like, yeah, I feel like we know Sabrina Carpenter is really popular like right now, so I feel like there might be some sort of piggyback on her popularity for sure, and like that sort of style, that sort of more risque ideas that are more popular now. I feel like it's a good song. It's like it holds its ground.
Yeah, I liked it. I think that it was a good title track. I think Sabrina's voice in the song was just really great. Like, I was jamming out hearing it for sure. I like the storytelling aspect of the song and how she's like telling a made-up story and then she relates it back to herself at the end.
Yeah.
I think that was nice. And, you know, the whole message of it is people will tell you not to be a showgirl, but in her experience, like, she went through all that pain and she would now not want anything else because she loves the life she's living. So I like that.
Yeah, it definitely like ties back into her. She's sort of been this public icon for a lot of her life and been very in the spotlight. So they told her maybe that she shouldn't become or that it wouldn't be a good life. But now she's created this whole big persona in life and had a good thing come out of it, which is now her newfound love. So
yeah, I agree. So concluding statements, I feel like contrary to what I've heard everyone else say about it, which is I've heard a lot of people saying that they hate it, I think it's one of my favorites she's released in a while, dare I say. Maybe this is because I like the cringy, widely unaccepted lyrics like Moonbeam Ice Cream, but I like it a lot, honestly, like better than Tortured Poets Department, if I'm being honest. It's just like more my style.
Yeah, I was a fan of Tortured Poets. That was one that I could binge listen to just over and over again. This one, it's definitely one, there are like definitely some highlights from it, but it's not per se my favorite. I do love like the aesthetics, the sparkles, the iridescence, everything about it. It's gorgeous, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. And yes, I would say it's a little bit cheesy, you know? It's also, it was kind of rushed to come out.
Yeah, I agree.
There could have maybe been a little more time and meaning put into it.
Yeah, I agree. But regardless, I feel like it's worth the listen. Like, even if you aren't a fan, or if you are and you're hearing all the negative things about it and you're like, oh, don't know if I want to listen to it, I'd say it's worth a listen.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for tuning in to Spin It Again, and thank you, Tess, for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
Come back next time to hear our next album review.